Boy, you like Archie. You like Zoe 101. Stop it. You hopped off of iCarly. I don't know what you look like. You got a whole leaf on your head. This dude, like, he just hopped off of I don't even know. So 5 years ago, whenever I was 4, wait, hold up. Whenever I was 50, there was a lady that came to me and asked did I wanted to get married with her. I said why? Because she wanted 20 children.
Jesus Christ.
She brought a knife out and tried to slit my throat to cut my throat open when I was 50 years old. I swear, all these animations that we listen to, they be like that. I swear. I've been seeing people been uploading some new scary animations, but I haven't got into it. So, yeah.
Oh my God, what is that?
How long has it been since we done one of these? Hold up. Okay, I seen he uploaded this and I didn't want to watch it until I started this video. Now, I did a poll on Instagram. It's like right there. Follow my Instagram also if you haven't. Y'all wanted the animations over the ghost videos, so not meaning I'm not gonna do the ghost videos. Just means like I'm gonna do this one first. Because y'all do like these, like, y'all see I got like I just got out of the shower because I didn't want to be like musty, and I don't know why, but whenever I be seeing people wear do-rags like outside of their house, I'd be like, you know they black. All right, I'm gonna tell y'all a quick story. So the vlog that I did, like our last vlog 4, where we went to Georgia, we pulled up to the Airbnb. We was unpacking and my mom was like,
DJ, take your do-rag off for a little bit.
Cause we was going to meet this dude and he was white. I had to sit on that for a little bit because I was like, yeah, I don't. The woman animated. Let's get it.
It was a late, moonless, snowy night. I heard the chilling cry of a bobcat as I arrived home from my parents' house, where we had just had Thanksgiving dinner in northern Michigan. Exhausted, I had finally made it to my bed when my pregnant girlfriend asked for nacho cheese munchies.
Dang, hold up. Nacho cheese munchies. And then you got her pregnant too?
When my pregnant girlfriend asked for nacho cheese munchies, reluctantly, I laced up my boots and went to my car. Due to the cold, it took me a while to start the car, which only made me more irritated. But eventually I got it started, and I arrived at the convenience store to retrieve my girlfriend's mandated snacks. As I left the store, walking back towards my car, I saw a shadow of movement out of the corner of my eye. What looked like a person stood near the dumpster, just out of the light. I stepped towards the figure, and she looked at me with a giant sinister smile.
This is why I don't. If you, okay. This right here is the reason why you don't go check stuff out. Now, if I saw something crawling over to the dumpster and you think it was a human crawling, bro, what do you? I'm not even. Oh my, bro, like. You came to the store for one thing, bro. Like,
her face was so weathered, it looked like she had cracks all over her face. She was crouched down and appeared to be chewing on something. I looked to see what she was chewing on. To my surprise, it was a severed arm. It looked old. As if it had been rotting for weeks. I saw her glance at something in her pocket. I could see the outline of what looked like a pocket knife. As soon as I looked back up, she quickly charged me. I pushed her away and then ran back to the convenience store. I burst through the door and frantically yelled towards the cashier to call the police as I turned to lock it. He asked me, "What's going on?" I I scowled at him and said,
Just call
"Please,
him."
just call the cops."
Exactly.
I
Like,
looked
bro.
back outside and saw the woman had moved across the street and was still scrutinizing me as she maintained her malevolent grin. "Look, there's a girl out there who's trying to kill me." Looking over me, he replied,
Bro, call the
"I
police.
don't see anyone out there, sir." Those words shook me, even to this day. When the police reached the gas station, they began looking around for the woman while one of the officers asked me what had happened, and I told him the details of the encounter. One of the officers came back and said he couldn't find anything. I then took them back to where
Bro, what's up with this cop on the right, bro? Who's your barber? You the type to get your hair cut at the dollar store.
said he couldn't find anything. I then took them back to where I first noticed her. We spent a few minutes intently searching, but there was no proof she was ever even there. The officer cocked his head and looked at me as if I was deranged and asked me in a judgmental tone, "Are you feeling okay?" I was about to defend myself, and then I started to think. I am tired, and I have had a couple of drinks, so I just told him,
You didn't say
"Yes,
that.
sir. Sorry for bothering you. I hope you have a nice night." And then I drove home. I got home at around 4 o'clock in the morning. My girlfriend greeted me with an angered but concerning tone of voice. She asked me,
"Where were you? Are you okay?"
so I told her everything that happened. Of course, she didn't believe me. I couldn't get to sleep that night. I sat in my bed questioning my sanity, wondering if it was all even real. Am I crazy? Maybe I'm just tired. But no, that can't be it. I saw it. But if I saw it, why was there no proof? Where did the arm go? Where did she go? Before I knew it, it was 7 in the morning, and I had to go to work. I threw on my jacket as I was about to head to the construction site, and I put my hand in my pocket and noticed that there was a hole in it. It wasn't there the other day. I thought, what if she caught my jacket as I ran? Which further proves my suspicion that she was real. I couldn't believe it. My mind completely went wild until my girlfriend kissed me goodbye. I told my friends at work what had happened, and they didn't believe me either. They made jokes about it the entire day, but I had my bowling tournament that day, so that gave me something to look forward to. I got home and hung my vest and jacket up and rapidly put on my bowling shoes and got my bowling ball. My girlfriend looked at me with a pleasant smile and said,
"When will you be back?"
"Probably around 11.
Don't be long.
I could flame everybody up in here so quick, bro. Look at your neck, my guy. Why is your neck so long? Your junk is gonna be flicking when you go bowling. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
Probably around 11.
Don't be long.
I won't, don't worry." At around 10:30, the tournament had finally finished, and we had won.
Oh my.
I was so
Striker boys. Everybody. Now, whenever y'all get older, and I know some of y'all that are watching, y'all are gonna be going balding. Like, y'all are gonna bald. Now, if this is you,
Oh my god!
just cut it off. Why are you leaving that back part?
I was so thrilled I had forgotten about the woman. As we were leaving, I noticed something at the other end of the parking lot. It was that psychotic woman. We stared at each other for what felt like an eternity. She slowly started moving towards me while waving her knife in the air and making cuts. I quickly jumped into my car and turned it on. As I looked up, I saw she was standing in front of me, staring at me.
What the?
She slowly walked over to my window.
Bro.
She said in a quiet, deep, and scratchy voice,
If you don't go,
Little pig, let me in.
but
I
yo,
was frozen in fear. But I snapped back to reality when she banged on the roof of my car, screaming. I quickly slammed my foot on the accelerator and didn't let off it until I couldn't see her anymore. When I arrived home, I told my girlfriend what had happened. Like last time, she didn't believe me. I really thought I was insane, but I tried to forget about it and get some sleep. Later that night, I woke up and saw her in my room. All she said was, "Let me in," over and over as she got closer. She then started shouting,
Let me in, let me in, let me in! Let me in! Come on, Paul. Stop being difficult.
I was wondering how in the world my girlfriend hadn't heard this going on. The woman was right next to me and held up a knife to me. That's when I fainted. I woke startled in my room, dripping with sweat. Then I remembered I don't have a girlfriend, nor a house, or a family.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Come on, Paul. Time for your morning meds. Let me in.
Llama, y'all are goated, bro. That transition, cause I thought it was gonna be like, I thought the ending was gonna be like, his girlfriend was like the lady. Like, I don't know, bro. That scared me whenever she said, like,
DJ, replay it.
now that next animation, our second animation, is called I Went in the Wrong Ride. Now, this dude right here looked like he would get in the wrong ride. Look at his face. You could tell by that part at the top, like, bro.
This is not about my story, but someone from my church, and he wanted to share his experience with anyone else. He's a 32-year-old man, and his pseudonym is Mark. He's a fairly big guy, and this situation took place when he was on his way home from work. He said that he had lost his phone 1 week before this whole situation happened, so he couldn't call and get any help during this story.
Looking like a weirdo.
It was quite late, around 11 p.m. He had finished work and was walking to a taxi stop location, and when he got there, a few people were standing around waiting as well. After about 2 minutes, he noticed that there was a minivan approaching. Usually, minivans are cheaper than taxis, and he felt tired that day, so he decided to take the minivan. He sat on a seat, and there was a young boy seated in the passenger side next to the driver, who was—
Hold up. Nah, sucker. This right here, bro. Just because your van is yellow don't mean that you're a driver, bro. Look at him looking at the van. So you know how whenever you get into a taxi, it shows their company. You don't see none of that. You don't even see a front taxi, like taxi plate on the front, like not even an Uber tag on the window, like a Lyft, like bro, nothing. Like what do you just got into a random person's car just because their van's yellow?
and there was a young boy seated in the passenger side next to the driver, who was collecting the fare. And then, 2 other boys who looked like teenagers also boarded the minivan and sat in the seats in front of him. Once the minivan took off, after about 5 minutes, the boy asked if they would like to drink some Coke. The boys accepted and started drinking.
Where's the
And
brand
they also
at?
gave it to Mark. Mark was also feeling thirsty, so he took it, but only a sip. Not much later, he started feeling drowsy. Just before he about laid his head on the seat beside him, he noticed that those 2 boys were already knocked out. After he laid his head down, he heard noises coming from the back seats. 2 people were talking in a different language. The car was passing a big signboard that showed Crest Chicken Farm.
Bruh.
And then he finally passed out.
Bro, no, bro. No, sir. If I see a... What even is a Crest Chicken Farm? Like, you know you don't live there, like...
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
You know dang well you don't live at no Crest Chicken Farm. You know you have never seen that sign ever. Like, what?
When he got up, he found himself inside a big shed-like barn. and there were some tools on a big table. He was on the floor, and the other 2 teenage boys were laying next to him. He still felt a bit drowsy, but he managed to get himself up as he was looking for an escape. He saw that the 2 boys were still passed out, so he tried waking them, but they wouldn't budge. As Mark was kind of a big man, he tried to see if he could carry one of them, but it was hard to do because even Mark was having a hard time to stand properly. And then he heard voices. He took a peek from the door, and 3 people were walking toward the big shed, coming from a house on the hill, which was quite close to the shed. Mark panicked and tried to look for another exit. He was looking around the place, and he found one at the end of the shed, luckily. He approached quietly and escaped as fast as he could. At this point, his vision was all blurry, but he managed to find a fence door and unlocked it. He heard the people shouting, but he ignored. He just kept on running.
Facts. Don't worry about them.
When he finally reached his house, it was early morning, around 5 a.m.
Golly.
His wife was up all night waiting for him and ran out the front door as soon as she saw him. He collapsed and slept for almost the whole day. When he woke up and finally got a chance to explain to his wife what had transpired that night, he remembered about the other 2 boys who were still there. Then he contacted the police immediately. He told the police about the road signs and a big billboard for Crest Chicken Farm and other things that he could remember.
Better hope they're
About 2 weeks
alive.
after, there was a police report about how they found 2 teenage boys' bodies in a lake, and advised that when they examined the bodies, all their organs were missing. Mark just stood in fear, and as the event was too traumatic for him, Mark had to quit a job for a while.
To be honest, I don't even think you have to quit your job after that. Like, to be honest, you just need a ride home. Like, you just needed a ride home. Just ask somebody. I know you got friends with cars. I would have asked, like, one of my friends to... You didn't have to quit your whole job. Our last but not least animation is called The Dare. Each animation I'm trying to switch up and find like a different channel, because I know in the last ones I kind of like watched some from the same channel, but yeah.
One night in a small American town, a young girl threw a party and invited all of her friends from school. There was a large group of boys and girls, and as the night went on, they began telling scary stories. One boy said he had heard an urban legend about an old graveyard that was located near the girl's house. According to the story, an old woman had been buried in the middle of the cemetery, and there were rumors that she was a witch. They said that if someone stood on a grave at night, they said that if someone stood on a grave at night, she would grab them and drag them down into hell. I would never go near that graveyard after dark, another boy said. You're all a bunch of morons, laughed the girl who owned the house. It's just a silly superstition. I can't believe you take it seriously. The boy who had told the story turned to her and sneered. It's all very well to be brave when you're safe and warm in your own house. I think you'd have a different attitude if you actually went down to the graveyard. It wouldn't make a difference, replied the girl haughtily. Okay, then prove it, said the boy. We'll all go down to the cemetery and wait outside while you go in and stand on the old witch's grave. A grave doesn't scare me, said the girl. I'll do it right now. You'll have to prove you really did it, said the boy. Otherwise, you might chicken out. He took a knife from the kitchen drawer and handed it to her. Stick this knife in the grave, he said. Then we'll know you were there for sure. The group of kids set out for the...
Nah, y'all doing the most with that. That's so disrespectful. I'm not even gonna lie.
That's how you know that you been there.
Looking like Drake off of Drake and Josh. Boy, I'm finna hop on your jump. Boy, you look like Archie. You look like Zoe 101. Stop it. You hopped off of iCarly. I don't know what you look like. You got a whole leaf on your head. This dude, like, he just hopped off of I don't even know.
The group of kids set out for the graveyard, and when they reached the old iron gates, they gathered in a circle. All of them stared at the girl. She tried to pretend she wasn't scared, and she hoped that they didn't see her shivering in fear. With the knife clutched tightly in her hand, the girl walked through the old iron gateway and made her way through the darkened graveyard. In the moonlight, the tombstones and the trees cast strange and unnerving shadows. Eventually, she came to the old woman's grave. There is nothing to be scared of, the girl told herself. It's just a stupid story. Crouching in front of the headstone, she whispered, I'm not afraid of you. Then, she raised the knife above her head and thrust it into the earth. Take that, you old witch, she chuckled. The girl was about to turn and leave when she felt something holding her back. She couldn't move. Something was tugging on the hem of her dress and dragging her down. She was filled with terror and flew into a panic. Help! She cried. She's got me! She's got me! When she didn't come back, her friends began to get worried. After a while, they cautiously entered the graveyard to look for her. They found her sprawled across the old woman's grave. She was dead, and her face was frozen in a silent scream. Without realizing it, she had plunged the knife through the skirt and had pinned herself to the ground. That was what had been holding her. The poor girl had been so terrified that her heart gave in, and she died of fright.
Bro, they almost... Alright, y'all go down below and comment which one was your favorite. Timestamp it, like your favorite part of the video. I've been recording for like 40 minutes. These animations weren't even long. I don't know why. Every video turns into like 40 minutes. I'm gonna try to keep bringing this series along. I'm gonna do ghost videos also if y'all wanted to know, because it was a good few people that wanted me to do that also. Like, comment, subscribe, share this video to your friends. Go down below, share the link. I will see y'all in a couple days. Peace. I love y'all. Oh my god, cool. Why every outro gotta be booty cheeks?